Riverbend Talent brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. I'm not sure who we're supposed to talk about in November.
Let's just talk about donuts again.
Last time we were talking about Mr. Donut for him.
We don't even have to talk about donuts. We can talk about biscuits and gravy that comes from Mr. Donuts.
And just to fill our guests in, Autumn
you
Clock.
You could fill them up with donuts. See, I'm trying to give Matt his money's worth.
Right. So Matt Van Voorhis is our sponsor, but he wants us to talk about Mr. Donut. Because he's a nice guy and he just wants us to pass on.
Oh, okay.
His
I used to go to the Mr. Donut you're talking about out there on Humbert Road.
Yeah.
I used to go there.
It's on Homer Adams
before going to work. Yes.
Yeah.
It is the last Mr. Donuts in North America.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did the old fashioned. By the way.
I bet you do.
I think the old fashioned.
I bet you
old fashioned
do.
myself. I like the old fashioned. It's tasty.
Yeah,
he would not appreciate the donut connotations you're making.
It's all about the whole, isn't it? It's not even about the donut. It's about the whole.
Okay, you know what? Let's talk about his insurance agency.
Okay. I thought we were getting to the Greenville Long Johns here. I wasn't sure what we were doing.
I'm a customer of Matt's insurance agency, and he is a great.
Yes.
We agree.
Well, there you go.
We're customers as well.
I
my car broke down in St. Louis, and he drove my ex-wife home.
Yep.
I'm telling you,
man.
I had an RV.
Because I wouldn't do it.
I had an RV catch on fire in my front yard, and he was there before they put it out. Like the firemen were still putting it out, and he was in my front yard. I'm like, that is something.
Wait just a second. So the insurance man was there at both of your accidents already?
This is
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. The Van Voorhis name is one you can trust.
The Van Donut name.
The Van Donut.
Matt Van Donut.
He might bring donuts.
I think Vans makes donuts.
That'd be awesome.
He should definitely bring donuts.
I mean, you're in despair, right? You've had something happen.
He should have those
What
in his
would
trunk.
cheer you up more than a little chocolate donut? I would immediately think of John Belushi and be like, I'm happy now.
He is happy. He was happy with all the donuts.
Cheeseburger.
Do you remember the spot he did where he held it was like a Wheaties box?
Yeah, it was the Breakfast of Champions.
Right, yeah, but it was little
Donuts.
Little donuts.
He's in the
He's
Olympian
like
outfit.
Yes. I'm there with you. I remember that.
The bit I think of when I think of John Belushi eating is him just eating tinfoil. He just throws the tinfoil in his mouth and chews.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
Chalkboard.
That
right
could
there.
be bad for your digestive
It's
system.
like...
Or how about when he does the imitation of the zit? Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm referring to?
Yeah. Animal House.
Animal House.
Yeah.
Classic.
He got paid $800 for that movie.
All of that was...
He came back the next season. If you watch the first Saturday Night Live, the season following Animal House, he does the opening monologue, and he is very... So we spent our time doing this. I forget. It's like $800. He's like, I got $800 for it. That's why I'm back here.
Wow.
He kind of goes off on it on the opening monologue the following season. I like it.
Of course, that was all stuff you guys were watching while you were dreaming of becoming Autumn Clock
That's right.
in the future. Right.
That's a nice turnaround.
You know
Thank
what?
you.
We've not even introduced our guests
I don't think
yet.
we have.
Oh man, I see. We slipped so easily into conversation.
They're probably thinking, why is Eric Hensley in 33 and the Needle?
All right.
I thought he was like a songwriter in that other band, Names and Titles.
Names and Titles, man. All right, so
wait a minute.
I will introduce our guests real quick.
Now, our audience is old enough to remember this is Autumn Clock. I'm sure.
We have the band Autumn Clock. Todd Keith, greetings and salutations.
Nice to see you guys.
Scott Cornell,
How you doing?
howdy, how do, and Eric Hensley.
Yep. Hello.
So there we go. All been in the hot seat before.
We have.
All been ready to, all been fondled under the interview table
We gotta talk
before.
about donuts again.
Speaking of long johns, all right.
Yeah.
So you guys are getting back together. Haven't played a show in 10 years.
That's correct.
10
Yes.
years.
10 years.
And-
or over 10 years now, I would say.
All right.
10 years.
Well, 2012 was the last show. So we're over that now. There you go.
Yeah, that was a good fun time, but that was now we're going to reunite on our own.
All right, and this is one of those pre-recorded interviews, so we're going to talk about November 5th as if it, whatever.
Yeah.
You're playing November 5th. If people listening are saying, "Well, that was last week," I'm sorry. Just get over it and play along with my inner dialogue here. All right, November 5th, Evangelines. That is
It was a great show.
It
we
was
had
a
a great
great
time. We
show.
had a
There was a
great
lot of
turnout.
dancing
Great
girls
turnout.
on the stage.
And you guys really missed if you didn't make it that show. If you don't make it to that show, you can come on November 19th. But yeah, no, we were playing there November 5th.
Special show for the venue itself.
Yes, for the venue 313 that was in Belleville. I think when did it operate? In the late 90s?
Yeah.
Early 2000 time frame?
Probably one of the few places you could play back in them days if you didn't rent something yourself and throw a show.
Yeah.
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 It was 313, and then before that,
It was called the
Downtown Abbey.
Downtown Abbey.
And we played the Downtown Abbey.
We played the Downtown Abbey, but we did not play 313, which is interesting that they're having a reunion show
Really?
and including us, but we didn't actually play that.
But we all know,
But we all know.
Don
And then Eric was
and
a
the
lot-
owner, and
was a lot of
this is a
input.
great time for me to interject that. Now, one of my bands, Fly Everywhere,
Okay.
played
Yes.
313.
There you go.
There you
Yes,
go.
indeed.
And then the band I was in with Eric
Secrets
called the
out.
Candlestick Parkers. We played there once.
What was it?
I don't remember.
Candlestick.
Yes, one time.
You don't remember being in the band? Or
No, I remember being in. Oh, that's
It was a dark time in there. Listen,
I missed the name of your band, Todd. Who'd you say you played with there?
Oh, with Eric, we were called the Candlestick Parkers. We,
Oh,
played,
okay.
we didn't play very
that was
many
a
shows.
that was a short lived.
Short wick. On
Short
that
wick
candlestick,
band, yes.
But it was good. I don't know. We just we did fade away.
Okay.
I know it's better to burn out, but that
faded
band
away.
we faded away.
Okay,
Been a
so let's
burnout a
go
long
back.
time, man. It's all right.
Let's go back to the origins of Autumn Clock and start there. How'd you guys get together and fire up Autumn Clock?
well,
You wanna go? 'Cause Scott,
these guys are childhood friends,
Todd and I.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Eric
We played in a
and Todd
lot of really
grew
bad
up
cover bands
together,
in high school.
And I didn't meet them until late in high school. Probably junior, senior year. I had a couple classes with Eric, and when we graduated, I didn't have a band, and I wanted to start something up, and so I gave Eric a call. I knew two bass players, and so I called him.
All right, who was the other bass player? We got to know.
I don't remember.
Oh, come on.
It was
Jason Hill?
It was
Yeah.
Eric.
I think you told me that story. Eric Ortman.
I was like, I knew Eric from band, and I was like, well, man, I'll call Eric,
Erics.
Eric Hensley or Ortman. I was like, well, flip a coin, whatever. No, I knew Eric from class, and I was like, so I gave him a call, and we, started talking, and I was, hey, you know anybody that play guitar, whatever, and he knew Todd, and that was kind of that. So we just kind of got together. I already had a loft from my band when I was in high school, the Cross Tie Walkers.
Yeah, that's how I remember. Like Todd and I saw the Cross Tie Walkers at the Alton High Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
Hold on. Was that the one
Okay.
that was in the cafeteria?
Yeah.
It was in the
I remember
cafeteria.
that. I remember that.
I think I was
That
like
awesome.
17.
And I remember Todd and I thought, they're great.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I know that Todd and I both kind of jumped at the
Yeah,
chance.
because
to play
we
with
always
Scott.
kind of craved writing music, but we didn't do much writing. We just played covers before in these bands, like cover bands in high school and stuff. So, but we thought, wow, Scott plays in this original band. We can maybe start writing music and be a lot more exciting. And
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
exactly.
I remember
it was.
that. I remember that, man. That's-
I learned a lot from him.
Did you play in that?
No, I don't think
that
I
was like
did, but
10
I can't remember if
Did the
was it
Children of
Palace
Death play?
Children
Yes.
of Death
I
played
think
that?
they did because my drums got stolen that night.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah,
They were Children of
Coincidence
Death,
or
not
psychic
Children
It
of
was some
phenomenon?
Sinners.
guys with the hearse.
Yeah.
They had the hearse, yeah.
And
Who'd you say, though?
see, Darry, I feel like Derek Howard might have played in the band.
I think he did,
That
too.
that
The
one
Syndicate,
they
right?
they did a cover of a
No,
Metallica
that was
tune off
before.
Seek and Destroy, like you know, that was like way back.
Eric Hornito played.
Oh man,
And,
Yes, he did.
and Rare Earth.
The two piece. Yeah, the two
Yeah,
piece.
that was
Rare breed.
Rare
Eric and
Breed.
John.
Rare Breed,
That's
that's
right.
it.
Rare Earth.
Rare breed. I still
They were
remember
great.
that.
They were
Man.
great.
That two piece. Eric
Yeah.
and John, man.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Eric and Bucket.
Well,
Yeah,
Blake
Bucket.
Fleming had a
I
band,
jammed
too.
with those guys.
What about Undecided?
Creek.
Were they in that one?
I don't.
They
think
were
so.
a little older than us, so
Yes.
they may have already been out of that.
But
And then-
I was Palace in that one, maybe. I feel like I was there. I feel like I was
yeah,
there.
but I don't
Our
know
high
if they
school
ever
band was in
played.
it. We
Yeah,
played.
they may have.
I feel like I was at that one working with the band, but I can't remember what band I was like. Like I remember being there, like helping do stuff, but I don't remember.
I know
who it
Blake
was.
Fleming had a band.
He played there.
Yeah.
But I
They
can't
were really
remember.
good.
They
played
They were really
covers,
good.
but they were really freaking good.
Yeah, they played covers.
Who was that? That was
Scott Hall played like keyboard.
But we played too. Then we were the trend.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
Oh
played.
man, that.
So it's me and
there you
Eric were in
go.
this
That
band
was-
called
So
The
we were on
Trend.
that-
You were on
Yeah,
that.
the
There
band.
you go.
Yeah.
That's a blast from the past. The
Yeah.
old cafeteria jams.
Yeah, it was great.
So none of that had anything to do with Autumn Clock.
No,
But that was kind of a precursor.
precursor
that was
to-
No,
the,
that's
that
how,
was the first gig.
That's kind of when
that
we
was-
saw each other
Okay.
and thought, well, we're kind of on the same.
That's when you saw his
same-
cross tie walkers.
Yes.
And you knew you liked him, and then he called you up. So
That's
there you
right.
go.
And
Okay.
and he wrote me a note. Do you like me?
Yeah, we
or
passed
no?
those
no.
in class. And we did the color thing.
So,
where you-
Yeah,
I don't want to speak for Eric, but when we were in high school, we played in a lot of cover bands, and we played a lot of music that we really didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be in bands, or at least I did. Played in like heavy metal cover bands, and I wasn't into that type of music. And he played the music that I wanted to play. So yeah, when he's like,
Oh, yeah.
when he kind of offered to play with him, I'm thinking, wow, he's actually playing music that I.
And here's
Want to play.
here's another key ingredient of Autumn Clock.
He could
That
play drums.
loft. That,
Oh, that
we
loft.
had a loft.
Loft was cool,
Yeah.
man.
You know, so we're 18, 19, and we suddenly have a place of our
Right.
own.
It was perfect.
And,
'cause
Judge
my old
Nothing
band
and
broke off.
Judge
We were
Nothing
like
had
2 doors
two
down from
doors down.
And so I had the space already, and I didn't want to give it up. I just held on to it, and then
Because
so we
once you
just
give it
moved
up,
in.
someone else has got it, and you're
Right.
not getting it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we moved in, but we got
We
ourselves
never
kicked
gave it
out.
up. We
Well,
we were told to leave.
We were kicked out.
You know why? Because we were 19 and we had our own place.
yeah,
So, some pretty raging parties up there in that
We
corner, though.
did.
Yeah.
There was.
It
some,
was. We finally had
Yeah.
one that was
Rich's
made.
place.
too much.
Right?
Huh?
Rich from
Yeah.
yeah. the
So,
Lodge.
actually, when we all got together, we weren't Autumn Clock just yet. We were a band called the Tommy Knockers for a short period of time.
Tommy
We actually played a show as
Nice.
The Tommy Knockers,
We had a
and we had a girl
singer.
singer, and Jay Harper that used to be in his band was a rhythm guitar player.
Yep.
And then when they left, they're still married. They got together from our band.
Well,
and-
when they quit our band,
When they quit our
ran
band
off together and
and
got
got married.
and so
And there's-
that's when we created Autumn Clock.
And that's when Autumn Clock became a band. When we had 3 instrumentals that we recorded on a 4-track.
We rented a 4-track from
Yes.
Halpin Sound Spot. Remember
I
Sound Spot?
remember the Sound Spot, man. It was, that was like
Clay?
a place to hang out.
Yeah, and so we
Oh,
have we have an instrumental, and 3 instrumentals that we wrote, and actually we have one song that's called "When the Spring Is Over," which is actually a variation of one of those songs.
One of those.
Yeah,
Wow.
in a different key, but those are the first 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Bed in Summer was the first release, though.
it was. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, we recorded that one in Chicago at this CRC Chicago Recording. I don't know if it's center or whatever
I don't
it's
know.
called, but
It closed.
it's closed.
Probably it closed in the late 90s. But
It closed as we were
But-
taking our gear out the
Yeah,
door.
they're like, oh, guys, we're closing.
But that was very exciting for us because
Get out.
we had no idea how to record.
Maybe they just told you it's closing to kick you out of there.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We
Seems
went
like
back.
a
Well, no, it didn't
to go
close
back.
until our second
Second album.
recording.
Yeah,
The first one
we
you
shut them
started up,
down
the
with the
second
second
one took 'em
one.
out.
They're like,
First
oh,
one,
we
they
can't
had
do
to
this
apply
anymore.
for additional loans
Yeah, that's it.
because we
Yeah.
like to party
We
everywhere
were so
we go.
expensive.
No.
We like to light fire.
It was a cool place.
Yeah.
They were like, I think the Smashing Pumpkins practiced there or something, or remember that, or what was that
Atomic
band?
Dustbin recorded.
Didn't we
With
just
the-
talk about
yeah,
that?
that's-
Didn't we
Ned's
just
a-
talk about the
Ned's
Smashing
Atomic-
Pumpkins with our
Yeah, Ned's
wrestling
Atomic
guys?
Dustbin recorded.
Yes,
Really?
that's
What's
right.
that?
Yeah, we were just talking about Smashing Pumpkins when the interview you saw us doing right before that with the wrestling guys.
Billy owns one of the
Billy
wrestling.
Corrigan.
Really?
Hashtag Billy Corrigan didn't hang himself. No, I don't know why I'm saying that. Anyway, Billy Corrigan apparently owns a wrestling outfit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
By that, I just mean the costume. No, I don't know what I'm saying.
The outfit
Could be right.
When they said a wrestling outfit, I pictured him dressed up like a wrestler.
Oh, my goodness.
He owns a wrestling.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
WW whatever. WW Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah. So, but I think they practiced there, and there was some the band that wrote "Valerie Loves Me." I think practiced there. They're from Chicago or something. But he's right. The guy that recorded us had some kind of relationship with Ned's Atomic Dustbin. I don't know if you guys remember that. Godfather.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
So,
But anyway, not related at all to what, other than the guy that recorded us did it.
Yeah, he did it.
He recorded
how'd you
some of
find
their
out about
music.
that place and plan that?
I'm not sure. Maybe Scott.
No, it was through Aaron Whalen.
Oh, through Aaron Whalen.
Okay, yeah.
Aaron
Rest in
Whalen's
peace,
an old
yeah.
friend, and
Yeah.
he managed us for a little bit in the early 90s and helped us get hooked up with some of these recording. Oh, actually, Matt Fevold was an intern there.
Yeah.
Was another old friend who was going to school up there and learning how to record and stuff and work in studios. So,
So did you
that's
get a
kinda how we got
discount
that.
for like recording during off hours?
No, we did not.
That's what interns do for you.
Not for those recordings.
Not for those recordings, but we
Yeah.
did have a lot of recordings that were
Yeah,
like
That were like buddies helping us out, doing it for free.
You definitely find those midnight deals.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
almost every Autumn Clock album was with guys that
Beyond
were
those
learning
two.
to be engineers. I
Yeah.
mean, at least involved in part of it.
Yeah.
They're running chords during the day for the other guys.
And the quality kind of got worse as the old, the newer recordings came. But just
Yeah.
because it was guys doing it for free.
We had a couple
For free.
We had one guy that did Ready Set Apple Pies that was a real musician in the band Missouri.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I remember.
And he was a
Moving
real
on.
engineer.
Moving on.
Moving on. Yeah.
He was the drummer.
Yeah.
And so
for,
he
Missouri.
recorded us, and so he was. But then, our friend Todd Tatnell at the time that was learning how to recorded the other part of the album. Then,
Okay.
Ready, set, apple
yeah,
pies.
yeah.
So we skipped right over ignored though. We ignored that one.
Yeah,
didn't
Well,
we?
that's the one that we
ignoring
bring the
that.
studio down. Remember?
Yeah, we burned
Now
this
keep
together.
up. Let's go. No.
So when Ignored came out, we got kicked out of that loft. It was one of the.
That was the fire.
That was the fire, and that's when we met Art Twada and moved into his practice
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
But we're gonna play songs,
Which sounds
off
like a porn
the
name
ignored
completely,
cassette
Artuada, but it's
We
not.
are.
It just,
for those shows.
we are playing the song "Ignored" off of the Ignored
Yep.
So-
cassette.
Yeah, we thought it would be appropriate since that it will be the 30th anniversary for that cassette. Oh my God, 30 years.
So don't
you need
ignore.
that clip from the gal on Fatal Attraction playing. I will not be ignored.
Do not ignore November 19th
No, not at all.
Right.
Do not ignore it, please.
with
Tickets are for
Breakmouth
sale.
Annie
Yep.
and the return of Autumn Clock to Alton
Yes.
Yeah.
at the Conservatory,
That's right.
which is a cool place that allows original music in Alton, which didn't exist
Yeah,
when you
it's a
guys
cool
started.
That's right.
What was it? The State Street had the one that was doing original music.
Yeah,
for
but that wasn't the early 90s.
That wasn't the early
No,
90s.
that wasn't the early 90s. Yeah, in the early 90s,
Yeah.
you had to rent a hall.
That's why we had these loft parties,
Right.
And you would play at people's houses. We mostly played in St. Louis. I mean,
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
I mean, Cicero.
I will say we played one really neat loft party though down the street here, which is on 3rd Street, which we played with Dazzling Kilman. They used
Oh,
to
wow.
practice,
Nice.
okay,
Right above where
and so
Tony's used to
it was
be.
cool enough to play with Dazzling Kilman.
Yeah.
But then 2 guys showed up who were Uncle Tupelo,
Oh.
like
Nice.
pretty much a week or 2 before their first album came out.
Yeah.
Jeff Tweedy and Jay
Jay
Farrar.
Farrar. Yeah.
Jay Farrar.
We're at the party, and we'd heard about Uncle Tupelo, but their album hadn't come out yet. We'd only heard like they were this great local band. They were going to have this album come out, and we were kind of, I don't know what our attitude was. We're young, thinking
Right.
better
Yeah.
than everybody. Who are these guys?
Yeah.
Who are these guys thinking they're
Johnny coming
thinking
in?
they're all big and stuff? And this is like our first show,
Yeah.
and then a week later, I think Todd buys No Depression,
Yeah.
their first album, and he's like, "Oh my god,
Those are amazing.
those guys that we saw at the party that we met,
Yeah.
They're like
You know.
amazing.
So
Oh, now,
Wow.
last I saw Farrar, he's playing with the 400 unit. Jason Isabel, selling out the Peabody over and saying,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Jeez
they've done okay for
almighty.
themselves.
Yeah, they live off of music.
I want
so.
we should let them know about our 10-year reunion.
Yeah, maybe they'll stop.
Maybe they'll come by.
Hey, remember
Oh,
when you
they'll
guys
be
popped
checking
in on-
this
Hey, we got
show.
our
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they'll be listening.
We got our 10-year reunion at Alton.
Hey, those
You better come
guys
on.
we met. A long
We met
time
you guys.
ago.
You remember us from 1990?
I think they're butthurt because we've never invited them on the show.
Oh,
You know?
You know what? Let me text
give
them
them a-
right
give me a
now.
text, yeah.
Yeah,
Let me-
sure, no problem.
Should I
Hey,
text
Jay Boy?
Jay or Jeff?
Either one.
Hey, Jeffrey,
Both.
I'm kidding. I'm
Yeah.
sure they have a lot of real friends
So,
around.
but you know, different. We had talked about this when we started the show. Back in those days, bands got along, but there were a lot of battle of the bands for original bands. So you always
yeah.
had this competition thing going because that's the only thing you could play were battle of the bands, right, and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that's changed a little bit.
So
but
you go into it knowing there's going to be a winner and a loser.
Yeah, yeah.
Knowing it's not going to be the best band that walks
No.
out with a trophy, but someone who sold the most
Oh, yeah.
tickets or knows the most judges.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if it is the best band, why is it got to be a battle? I like the festivals better.
I do, too.
Everybody just get together and play and party and
For sure.
pass out and see who can wake up and still have their pants on or whatever. I don't know what the
Yeah.
games you guys play are. You kids these days.
I recall in Autumn Clock, this is bringing up Battle of Bands, and I don't know who got us the show, but we did play a Battle of Bands for the Fox television station.
Oh, we did. That was one of the last shows we
at the
played.
Riverport or wherever it's called now,
Yeah.
the amphitheater.
Hollywood blockbusters.
What
or
Sammy
whatever.
Hagar played.
Yeah,
It
Sammy-
was yeah.
Oh,
Sammy
I'm
Hagar
so
was
sorry.
on the main stage, and we were on the side. But yeah, we did not win that Battle of Bands.
Sammy
and
won.
I think it's because
Well,
one,
Sammy always wins.
we weren't
Yeah.
that great. But number two is I remember that the cord flew out on my guitar.
No,
You had
no,
equipment problems.
no.
The equipment problems or the pickups were wrong.
This is this is a sore subject.
Okay.
We
These
were gonna
guys are
band
gonna-
fight, band fight.
we did
You
break
can
up
think
very
about who
shortly
holds
after
some
this.
baggage.
Very shortly after.
Todd's guitar. First of all, we can make fun of Sammy Hagar, but that was my first rock concert that I'd ever attended,
Wow.
and so Sammy has a place in my heart still. Okay, he's the Red Rocker. Anyway, and then.
and boozing.
No.
Right, we could really get off on Sammy
the
Hagar
old-
talk, but
yeah.
but I'll
There you go.
but I'll
I
stick
digress.
with the story.
Okay.
I digress. But so 10 years later, we were playing Autumn Clock, and we get to play at the Riverport. Originally, I thought we were going to actually play on the Riverport stage, but it turns out we were a side stage. But nonetheless, I thought, cool, full circle. I don't play music that Sammy Hagar probably likes anymore, but we're all in the rock and roll family. So
Right.
I'm excited to play. Scott and I had been telling Todd to get his guitar fixed. Scott, did Todd get his guitar fixed?
No, he
No,
did
he
not
did
get
not.
his guitar fixed. 'Cause
So
it kept
no,
cutting
there was
out.
no flying out chord, as
Yeah.
Todd remembers.
No.
There was pickup
it was
problems.
guitars going
His pickup problems.
the whole time.
It was the Les Paul.
You know, I'm glad we played that November 5th show. I'm not sure about this one.
That's it.
That's right.
so
It will be another 10 years.
so no,
you're
I
lucky.
do fix my instruments.
Yeah, he does. He
That's
does
fine
take
now.
much better
He
care of
learned
his
his lesson.
equipment now.
I thought we had professional wrestling on last week.
Why don't you tell them about your keyboard in your trunk?
Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Or petrified Big Macs in the back of your car?
Petrified.
You
That
know
is a
what?
true
Now
story.
you're just okay.
That's nitpicking, isn't it?
Sometimes
he's
I forgot
deflecting, he's
food
deflecting.
in my trunk, but that has nothing to do with the quality of Autumn Clock music.
Yes.
Let me
It-
tell
it
you.
Our
just-
performance was key, and your guitar was damaged.
But how my guitar was
there's
damaged was that
leftover
petrified Big Mac.
cheeseburgers half eaten in your trunk, and what, they're stuck to his guitar? I mean, how does
Right.
this play
It
out?
has nothing to do.
Has
No.
nothing to do with the
Has nothing
sound.
to do with the rock and
he
roll.
actually had a whole Big Mac in his trunk,
That's what gives him the meaty
and
sound.
it was in there for
Guys,
months.
This is for my autobiography. I did not want you guys to tell that story.
I'm sorry.
People
You
love
speak
to
to my lawyer.
People love to describe sounds in unattainable type terms like the warmth and it's such cozy sound. He was going for a meaty sound. Or maybe cheesy. Was there a lot of cheese on the burger?
I like that.
Listening back to some tapes, perhaps it was the cheese.
It was the cheese. We were down, to use the Primus phrase, we were sailing the seas of cheese.
I was in a band called Petrified Big Macs. We opened for Whoppers Taste Good.
There you go.
Did you really open up for?
No,
that would be
but
great.
we did the Pepsi challenge in between.
Yeah.
There was a band called Whoppers Taste Good. That was
I was trying to bring up an old band.
Yes.
Oh yeah, man! I didn't know if you guys knew that was a real thing. I'd go there. It's like you'd have to pay $5 to see them, but you'd get $5 worth of food if you'd catch it.
Well, and there's also the Black Sabbath, McDonald's.
Oh yeah,
Mac Sabbath, right?
Mac Sabbath.
Yeah, those guys are awesome.
Did you say?
I just learned
did
something.
you say
I never heard of
awesome?
Mac.
Look that up.
Oh man!
Awesome.
Oh yeah, that Hamburglar and that creepy
I've only
clown.
seen
his big
pictures.
autistic purple friend. I'm not sure. Grimace. I don't
Grimace?
know.
Yeah, it was
I don't
Grimace.
know. Those guys are.
Wow,
Those
I
guys.
have to check this out. I didn't even know about
Check out.
Dude, they are.
I mean, I only knew about the People Mover. You guys know about the People Mover? They're like Yetis that
Yetis.
play guitar in a band, and
They're great.
Great.
You should look them up.
Look them up. People
Nice.
Mover.
Nice. Writing that down.
Yeah, People
Yetis.
Yeah, they're Yetis.
Seriously.
Not
Full Yeti
Sasquatches.
costume.
Full on
Full Yeti
Yetis.
costumes.
Yeah. Okay.
They're great.
The albino Yeti.
And when they
Albino.
interview, they just go rah, rah,
They
rah.
don't, yeah, they like stay in character the whole time.
Yeah, they stand clear. And then when they sing, they have this like voice, like that
Auto-tune
rappers use,
thing,
the
yeah.
auto tune, and they and that's how they say that their voices turn into English words is through this auto tuning.
It's pretty
It's
good.
really good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, check it
Oh,
out.
I have not heard that.
Yeah,
one.
you gotta check them out.
Folks should also look up Autumn Clock on Facebook or
Facebook?
MySpace.
MySpace,
We're
if
still
anybody in
on
the world.
MySpace.
I think the only guy that still has access is the guy who invented MySpace. But you can. Tom, yeah, Tom. But we're
They'll be
still on
looking
MySpace.
for the date November 19th.
Yeah, you will not find that on MySpace.
Right.
We forgot the password.
Yeah, we lost the
not
password
We've not updated MySpace.
millennia ago.
Yeah.
But you can see it on Facebook and on all of our personal Facebook pages and Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, and the tickets are for sale for the show through Eventbrite or
Right.
whatever it's called. Is that Event?
Yeah, and
Get that right. Eventbrite?
Yeah, Eventbrite.
right.
So did you? So this is at the Conservatory.
At the Conservatory.
Did you set the Eventbrite up?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Our last guest had I've talked to a lot of people. And I've gone to a lot of their things. How are they to work with? I keep wanting to ask people, then I forget after.
Well, I mean, it's really simple to set up, and this is the first time I've worked with them.
Ticketmaster's
Yeah,
bad.
they are so bad. They don't. Eventbrite doesn't charge as much.
Right.
as
I
Ticketmaster. You
know.
don't want to go to
So
Ticketmaster.
I noticed that at the
They're pretty
shows
good.
I go to that are Eventbrite, they seem very friendly. They seem like their fees aren't quite as
Yes.
much. And I was just curious working with them on the
Yeah,
back
it's
side, if they were easy.
it's really good. This is the first time I worked with them. Our last show, I did tickets for that one for the Judge Not Being Us and the Bishops, but I used brown paper ticket at that time, which just still exists.
Yeah.
And they were good too, but they were not. Eventbrite has better advertising and stuff.
Yeah, but they're like nationwide. I've been to
That's
shows
one.
all over the country that use them at this point. So.
Someone actually, the guy that
Kojak.
uh,
Who loves you, baby? How many licks
Loves
is it
you,
going to
baby.
take to get to the center of that?
Yeah, for the
Eric.
radio listeners, that crackling you heard, Eric Hensley has pulled out a Tootsie Roll Pop. We're up to 3 licks now that he's
He
taken.
hasn't gotten to the center
One.
yet.
A two, a three.
Well, clearly, the next one's going to be a bite.
Ow! Oh wait.
If you're an owl, right?
This is sounding.
So that I
sounding
didn't mean to take us off the
PG-13
rails on
appropriate.
Eventbrite,
Yeah.
but I was just
Yeah,
curious because so many people say that, and I've been dying to hear like are they easy to use because they seem like they can give Ticket Run
Oh, yeah.
a run, Ticketmaster a run.
yes, and what's his name? Justin down at the
Justin Level.
Down at the
We call him
Conservatory.
Schneider from One Day at a Time.
He's the one that actually recommended it to me.
We call him.
wear a tool belt?
But he had some
does
keys
he have like
hanging off.
does he
of
have
him.
his cigarettes rolled in his
He
sleeve?
played drums in a band, but he
There you
came
go.
in with keys like that, and we called him Schneider, and he's so young he had no idea
Yeah.
what we were talking about. And I
No,
showed
he
him-
wouldn't.
I
It's not
had
his
to
generation.
Google it
No.
and show him.
He didn't know Schneider.
Yeah, so
he also
Justin
doesn't know
Level-
Kojak.
Justin Level
Yeah.
down at the Conservatory set that up
Yeah,
for you?
yeah. No, he didn't set it up for me. He just said He said
Suggested it.
Turned us
I've
on
used it
to it.
before, and he said
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, good.
So,
Good.
yeah.
That's good to hear. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, we're talking about Eventbrite, where you can get the tickets November 19th, or for the November 19th show with Breakmouth Annie and Autumn Clock back in Alton.
Yes, back in the
Since
A-Town.
first time since 2012, when it was the Bishops and Judge Nothing, and you guys at Spirit
Yes, which doesn't exist anymore.
Bar and Lounge. Yeah.
Yep. That was
Tim
fun, too.
Bergerman. Who had that?
Yes.
Tim Bergerman.
Tim
Yeah, Tim
Bergerman,
Bergerman
yeah.
did that. That was a fun
my old neighbor.
It was a fun show, too.
It was great.
Yeah.
We also had a reunion show in 2001 that went really well at the Firehouse down there. And that was the first time we did it. After, that was only 3 years after the band departed. But
I seen Kiss there
you saw Kiss?
at the Firehouse.
No. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
You had me going there for a second. I was like, really? They come to Alton?
my God.
I think like Van Halen hung out Bon Air, right? So
Yeah.
like
Probably.
If Gene Simmons had anything to do with the Firehouse, he bought it to store little Kiss dolls and stuff because he's out of room.
It wasn't Van Halen, it was Van
Van Hagar.
Morris.
Hagar.
No,
Van-
Matt Van Morris.
Oh, Van
Van
Voorhis,
Voorhis.
insurance agent.
Van Donut.
You see how I messed that up on purpose?
Oh, yeah.
I like it. I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't
You know,
even-
we
I'm not
should
even
all
sure where I am.
relive. Do you guys remember when they had that song Donut Hell, when they throw donuts at the crowd, the punk bands and stuff?
This is in the 80s.
Wait a second. Why could we all not go to that great donut shop called Mr. Donut?
Right,
Get some stale donuts and throw them at each other.
right.
Why would you? There would never be stale donuts, though.
I know, because they're so fresh and
They're
yummy.
the freshest.
They don't. Yeah, it's hard to find day olds around there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You can hang out in the trash can, but
We're giving a lot
they
of free
sell them all.
advertisement.
But I like that idea of us all meeting at that great donut shop in the sky someday and chucking donuts at each other while we
Listen in, Mr. Donut. Autumn Clown's going to do a new album. You guys can pay for it and sponsor us. It's Mr. Donut Records.
I'm starting a band called Donuts Taste Good.
I like that. 'cause they
It's
do
an
taste
homage to Whoppers Taste Good, only we throw
It
donuts.
sounded a little bit
Yeah.
like Whoppers taste good.
A little
I-
bit.
I
But it was
kinda
about
felt like-
donuts, not Whoppers, though.
Or unless you pronounce it like this, don't it taste good?
Right? Be a question.
I like you guys
Ooh,
said that was a
semantics.
twist.
You guys all know the Luther Burger, right? The Luther Burger,
The Luther burger.
which
Lex
is like
Luther?
which is like a cheeseburger with 2 Krispy Kremes on it.
Oh yeah, they have them at the Grizzly
say you get a
Stadium.
Whopper, and then you go get some Mr. Donut donuts and make a Mr. Donut Whopper Luther Burger.
So they serve those at the Grizzly Stadium
They
down
do.
there, and my kids years ago, my son ordered one, and I didn't hear what he ordered. I thought he just ordered a burger. I said, yeah, whatever he got, burger and fries, and when it came out, I was shocked to find a Krispy Kreme donut as the bun, but it was amazingly good.
It was.
Like I was kind of
I
like,
haven't had
this is
one,
gonna
but I've
be
heard it was.
weird, but yeah, I'd eat one right now if I had one. But I got the munchies.
You know why it's called the Luther Burger, right?
Lex Luthor invented it.
No.
Oh.
Martin
Luther
Luther.
Vandross.
Oh, Luther Vandross.
Which is the nephew of Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Martin
Yeah.
Luther,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was the
right,
Luther
cousin of Martin Luther.
right?
Yeah,
Oh, you mean the guy in the
son of the luthier who
ex-priest?
built your guitar.
Martin Luther?
Martin
Okay,
Luther.
so Scott is the third to join in on the Tootsie Pops. Todd's already got to the center.
What?
It's a
Yeah.
party.
Todd is done.
Only
Eric
one
is-
bite.
Eric-
One lick. One lick is what it took Todd. That's
You
that's
know,
why we all
I
like
thought you were
Todd.
And
gonna say- I thought-
again.
I thought you were about ready to say Scott was our third drummer
No,
because the other one spontaneously.
The first two blew up.
Nothing left but a little globular on the seat.
That's right.
actually, I was going to go with. Do you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France, right? But
Well, a
Royale.
cheese.
Look at the big brain on. Oh man.
yeah,
Actually, if you guys come to the show on the 19th, I believe, I can't promise, but we're going to have the Stonehenge come down
Oh,
from the
nice.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't promise that though.
The 6-inch.
Look,
stuff.
look at
Right.
look at this napkin. It says right.
Inches.
Did we also mention the
supposed to
puppet
be
show
feet.
that will be opening up the whole night's events?
And we promise we're gonna have CBs running through our amps spontaneously
Nice.
through the show.
So you're going to be Spinal Clock
That's great.
Spinal clock.
or Autumn Tap. One or the other. No,
Yeah.
it's got to be exciting though. 10 years, getting back together,
10 years
doing a
after.
show.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Maybe. I mean, this it could be
happen.
canceled because we had
mean,
band fights here tonight.
You know
and,
what, though? I mean, I think we've all, I really do. I think we're getting together, for me at least, like COVID happened. And then it was just like, man, I want to hang out with my old friends again, you know? Like, and so I don't get to see Scott and Todd as much. So it was just as simple as doing that. And we are like, I feel like close enough. I'm gonna get all sentimental here, but
Yeah.
we're close enough to where we do kind of like fight, you know? Like
Yeah.
we'll fight, no problem. But you know, it doesn't stick.
It doesn't stick.
I say we get
We're like
these
an old
guys-
family.
I say we get them together with some of the wrestling people we have in here, and
We did
I'll take
play-
them down. I'm bigger than most of those
You know what?
wrestlers.
In the '90s, we did play a show.
Yes, we did. We
was it in
opened up.
Edwardsville, or
We
where
opened
was
up
that?
for wrestling.
Yes, we did.
There was wrestling in the room, and then we do we open or do we play after? I can't remember.
know.
Whatever. It
I
doesn't
don't know.
matter.
See, I
it was
remember all- I don't
freaking
remember
crazy.
this.
Yeah.
We rolled our equipment in there, and dudes were like beating the crap out of each other, jumping off the
Nice.
third
Is
turnbuckle.
that what was the name of that?
third
Glen Carbon. It
That was a
was in
band that was
Glen
in the
Carbon,
80s.
Cottonwood Mall.
Cottonwood Mall.
There you go.
Cottonwood Mall.
And it has-
Cottonwood Mall.
Oh,
That's
I
where it
remember that
was.
place.
Cottonwood Mall, and
That's where it was.
Got a
the guy
lot
that
of
worked at
concert
Schnucks?
tickets there.
who was the guy that
Yeah.
worked
Yeah.
at Schnucks?
Lamont.
Lamont, yes.
Wow, there
From
you go.
Sanford and Son.
Yeah,
There you
that
go.
guy.
That's
the one.
He
Yeah,
was
that
friends with
Lamont.
Julio
Julio, yeah.
down
Right.
at schoolyard. I don't know.
Not that Lamont.
No, Lamont that works at Schnucks, or did work at Schnucks.
My favorite Lamont line
He did
Darn it,
off
I
of-
can't.
rap.
off of
Stuff, right?
Yeah,
Fred
yeah.
Sanford.
Point Blank. His band was Point Blank.
Point Blank.
All right.
They were
Yeah.
good.
They were
I
great.
still have the cassette.
So we hope everybody.
Don't have a cassette player, but still got the cassette.
Oh, I have a cassette player.
I just last
Dual.
week found some 8 tracks. And I'm
Really?
like,
I better keep those.
I've got a couple of unopened ones, like Rod Stewart's Blondes Have More Fun. It still says Record Bar $3.99.
Oh, my.
And I think Blackfoot Strikes, but I found some old open ones that were like Statler Brothers and stuff like that. And I'm like, right?
Let me tell you that one that is labeled $3.99.
Yeah.
It's at least worth $5.99 now.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so. So I don't know if you know much about
It's always
finances.
like a quarter. It's gained a quarter value.
I don't know if you know much about finances, but I bought cardboard when it was 6 cents a ton, and it's up to 8 cents a ton. Now.
Wow.
And I bought 4 tons, so
I guess
He-
it's time to retire.
He's
now.
ripping off Steve.
I'm
Martin.
ripping off Steve Martin. Absolutely.
Cover joke. Is what
Cover
we call
jokes,
that.
that's right.
jokes.
There should be more cover comedians. The world would be a funnier place.
Speaking of covers, at Autumn Clock Show, we will be playing covers.
Okay.
We're not going to tell you what they are. You have to come to the show to
Right.
see.
November
I'm
19th at the
guessing
Conservatory.
Either Tom Waits or Warren Zevon.
Not Warren Zevon. Although,
And if you
Lawyers,
show.
Guns, and Money, man. Come on.
no, that's what my cousin covers.
Yeah.
Does it? That's right.
November 19th at the Conservatory with Breakmouth Annie, Autumn
yeah.
Clock, possibly Uncle Tupelo in the audience,
Maybe.
possibly Dazzling Killman, possibly Whoppers Taste Good,
400
Members.
unit might be there. Some who knows?
Ultraman members.
All this stuff's been talked about.
Luther Van.
I mean, I think part of the fun will
Lex
be
Luthor will be-
part of the fun of our reunion show will be the celebrity spotting.
Right.
No doubt
Oh, yeah.
about it.
A lot of cameos going on there.
Fritz Beer's coming to town, I heard. Fritz
Oh.
Beer will be there.
Yep.
You just don't know who's going to be
I
there.
don't
Just
know.
never know.
You better show up with your
His name
camera.
is Fritz, and you better buy me some beers. That's all I know.
Santa Claus will be making his first appearance. He's going to ride in on one of those old Norelco
We got
razors
Santa
like
Claus
he did
coming.
back in the 70s.
Judge Nothing and possibly Space Horse.
Yeah.
Space Horse.
The grandson for Gene Rayburn will be there.
Gene
Of the match show.
The unknown comic will make an appearance.
I'm not sure if Gene Rayburn's grandson's coming. I talked to him last
Oh,
week.
Yeah, so you
He's
can't
got
say
a
that over
family.
the
He's got a
air.
family thing, right?
I was like, hey, Gene Rayburn's grandson. what you up to?
And now,
He prefers to be called that.
now welcome John Stamos' younger
That
brother.
that one modern pop singer, what's her name? Taylor Swift. She's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Hey, you got like
Taylor Swift.
Like Taylor Swift says, you got to shake it up. I don't know if that's what she says, but I hope she does.
I heard Nina's going to be there.
Nina.
Remember?
99 Love
Red
Balloons.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
That was your
She
era.
was so beautiful.
Right.
She helped in the
be
Cold
there.
War with that song.
Sure.
She did.
Yeah.
In the 7 seconds.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
7 seconds. Used to cover
I know.
I know
Is
we're
this
about
really a radio station? I'm going to ask this
Yeah, wait a minute.
several times.
I don't know. How you feeling after those?
Where are the hidden cameras?
After the
hidden
Tootsie
camera?
Pops?
Hey,
You feeling a little
I think we're being,
suckers?
we're being punked.
Why are there three of you
How you
now?
feeling how you feeling after the Cosby Pop?
Oh, man.
Oh, he did it. That's a good thing to.
As in, suddenly I'm going to wear a brightly colored sweater, I'm guessing
Yes.
is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
like us 80s.
No,
sweater.
as
You know
in,
you don't have one.
when I was watching the Cosby Show, I was so busy not seeing color that I didn't see the rape.
Oh,
I just let you know.
So we started to do a radio
You
show.
can say that. It's
Yeah.
fine.
We started to do a radio show brought to you by Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt
Previously
Voorhis
brought to you by.
of Macias Insurance, and it turned into a get together because we hadn't seen you guys in a while as Autumn Clock.
Yes.
But everyone else can see you guys on November 19th, and that's down at the Conservatory with Breakmouth Annie, and you can get your tickets at Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.
Right.
Yeah.
The links on Facebook.
Or yeah, it's on. Links are on Facebook. You can't miss them.
Yeah.
And then you also can come to the door
Right,
if we don't sell out.
right.
But if there'll be tickets sold at the door too.
Nice.
And
Looking
and
forward
then
to it.
and then November 5th, if
this-
this comes out before then, if not, you guys will have loved the show and
Oh, it was great, man. I
come
was
to the
there.
next show.
Yeah.
I was sweating.
That's right.
It was because it was hot in there. They wouldn't turn the heat
Yes.
down. I don't-
Because Evangeline's is a great restaurant, and you guys all enjoyed the food and the drinks there. And the Conservatory is the best music venue in the entire St. Louis area.
25th anniversary of 313 in Belleville.
Yep, 25 years.
Also downtown Abbey previously.
Yep, the
Right,
downtown
yeah.
Abbey.
And that means we're out of time when I do
right.
that type of rap. Yeah.
And that's
done
our wrap.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for
Basically,
having
the
us.
show is probably not going to exist after this interview, because we're going to have to kick you out of here.
Why? I didn't say
Well,
anything
wait a
bad about
minute. We
Well,
didn't have a party.
I heard
Yeah.
you were starting a fire, possibly.
Well, that's
No,
that's
we-
And
We just
Allegedly.
we start figurative fires.
We didn't
Yes.
start the fire.
Yeah, we don't name our band with fire
Suddenly,
names.
very old Billy Joel was in
Only
my
people we
head.
know do that.
I was going for the full circle thing.
I was going
nice.
for the full release. Okay,
nice.
there we go.
Just so you know, Scott has finished his Tootsie
I have.
Pop, and Eric is being delicate and gentle with his, and slowly making his way
my.
to the center.
Listen, I savor things. I try to enjoy
He doesn't get much food at
every
home, so-
moment of life.
Right.
If you go visit the Autumn Clock Facebook page, we're eating at the McDonald's,
I seen that.
at the Riverboat McDonald's. And I guarantee during that picture, I probably have ate 3 cheeseburgers by the time these guys had ate one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were still eating in that picture, actually.
Yeah. You know, we've got a few cheeseburger stories. It's sad that we didn't get to them tonight.
We used to love the Ultimate Cheeseburger,
Good
Jack in the
stories.
Box, and we used to eat those.
Yep. I am thinking I'm not joking.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Remember when the Jack
But
in the Box
maybe
cheeseburger killed someone, so then they gave us like 2 tacos and
That's
cheeseburger
right.
fries for
For $1.
$1.99 or
I
whatever.
do remember
That was
that.
awesome.
That
I
was
mean, I felt
awesome.
bad for the few people that had to fall for that to happen. But man,
But-
I didn't
We
know.
got some
I didn't know
demons.
them, and
Yes.
I ate like a king that.
That was
summer.
right after it was
yeah,
Monterey
a lot of
Jacks.
people,
Remember when
a
they
lot
were-
of people die and no one gets
You guys
free
remember when
food
they
out of
became
it.
Monterey Jacks? They were Jack in the Box. They became Monterey Jacks, and
They
they
were
realized,
trying to church
"Uh-oh,
it up.
that's a
Yeah,
mistake."
yeah.
Now back
Oh,
to Jack in the Box.
I like old Coke. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Any Coke.
Classic.
Any Coke,
Classic
actually. See, I know what he's thinking. And we're out of time. So,
All right.
anyways,
Go enjoy
the
the
old
ultimate
Coke,
cheeseburger.
Coke.
Thanks for
Really, the show's just gonna have to cut off. Just
Yes.
won't talk.
10% less bar cut. Okay.
Well, that's that Coke.
we can do that.
There we go. Big thanks to Todd Keith, Scott Cornell, Ah,
It's over.
Your big
I was listening to Eric. I just shut it off. Just like
Never listen to Eric Hensley.